Hi guys, today is we're going to look at today is Thursday and we're going to look at Friday, PW130. PW130. The top of the paper looks like this, okay? And I know it says to use your old math book and we're not at school, so we're not able to do that. But that's okay. All right, so we're looking at the unit of measurement of weight. 1 pound equals 16 ounces and 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Okay, so let's look at our first problem, and our first problem is problem number 9 right here. Let's look at that. Okay, I thought you may have some difficulty doing these, so that's why I'm doing them for you and trying to walk you through them. Maybe it'll help you understand the rest of your paper. Okay, so we have 60,000 pounds equals how many tons? So seems like we're not going horse to fly, we're going what? Fly to horse. Remember? Smaller unit to a larger unit. So we're going fly to horse, divide, of course. Remember our saying? If you're going from a small unit to a large unit, the saying is fly to horse, divide, of course. Now, if we were going from a large unit to a small unit, it would be horse to fly, multiply. But we are going from a small unit to a large unit. So let's look at this. We have 60,000 pounds equals how many tons? So that means we're going from pounds to tons. So we need to look at the conversion chart. Maybe you already remember it by now. For weight, it says 1 pound equals 16 ounces, but 1 ton is equal to what? 2,000 pounds, okay? So that's what we're looking at. We always use the larger number, right, guys? Not the 1, but the larger number, 2,000 pounds. So we're going to have to divide by 2,000, okay? So let's look at our problem here. Our problem reads 60,000 pounds equals how many tons? So 60,000 divided by 2,000 equals some number. So let's rewrite this, okay? Let's rewrite it. Let's put our 60,000 on top, be our numerator, and our denominator will be 2,000. Remember that saying I had? 0 can be your very best friend, right? And it can be. So guess what? However many zeros you cross out in the top, you can cross out in the bottom. In other words, you have a 0 in the numerator, cross it out. 0 in denominator, cross it out. You got the same amount in your numerator, cross it out. Denominator, cross it out. Numerator, denominator. And look, I've crossed out 3 zeros in my numerator and 3 in my denominator. Okay, so now that equals 60 divided by 2. I'm rewriting it this way because I'm going to use another trick we learned. Remember, 0 can be your very best friend. If you underline the 6 here, we notice that we're dividing, right? We know that 2 will divide into what? 6 evenly, correct? So we can just say, what number times 2 is going to give me 6? And it's going to be 3. And then I simply add the what? Add a 0. So my answer is 30. So 60 divided by 2 is equal to 30. So my answer is 30. So 60,000 divided by 2,000 is equal to 30. Now, 6,000 pounds equals, you guessed it, 30 tons. Okay, so that is problem number 9. Okay, I'm going to hold it out there for one moment so you can look at it. All right, so now let's move on to problem number 10. Okay. Well, let's go back to our paper first. I didn't write it in there. Let's put 30 here. Right? On that line, you need to write it on your paper as well. And don't forget to write the word what? What are we doing? We're dividing, so you write the word divide. All right, let's look at problem number 10. Okay, problem number 10 reads 48 ounces equals how many pounds? 48 ounces equals how many pounds? Now this time we're going from ounces to pounds. Again, we're still going from a small unit, because ounces is smaller than pounds, to a larger unit. So of course we're saying fly to horse divide, of course. Looking at our chart at the top, and we see that 1 pound is equal to what? 16 ounces. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. Okay, so what I'm going to do is rewrite my problem. Excuse me, I'm erasing what I have on my board here. It's taking me longer than I expected. Okay. All right, now let's look at the board. Sorry about that, you had to wait. Okay, so let's look at, we're doing fly to horse, what? Divide of course. All right, so now I'm gonna rewrite the problem. Right here, it is 48 ounces equals how many pounds? And this is problem number 10. 48 ounces equals how many pounds? All right, now we're going from ounces to pound, and we saw that there were in our chart 16 ounces in 1 pound, right? So remember, we're going from fly to horse, what? Divide, of course. Okay, so how am I going to divide? Watch, we're going to say 48 divided by 16 equals some number. And I know what you're thinking already. We have not learned how to divide by two digit numbers. No, we have not. So we can figure this out another way. How about if we do repeated addition? We can do repeated addition. Yeah. Remember, 16 ounces equals 16 ounces equals what? 1 pound, right? And I know I need 48, right? So, but what if I say 16 ounces, again, equals 1 pound? We're doing repeated addition. And then 16 ounces equals what? 1 pound. Pretty easy, huh? The only thing I have to do now is add it up. And you're probably thinking, well, how do I know how far to go? But I'm adding in my head as I'm going along. I know 16 plus 16 is going to give me 32. And then 32 plus 16 is going to give me what? 48. You see? Isn't that our problem? 48 divided by what? 16, right? Opposite of what? Division is multiplication. And repeated addition is also what? Multiplication. Okay, so now how many pounds? 1, 2, 3. 3 pounds. Pretty simple. Okay, all right, so my answer is 3. 48 ounces equals 3 pounds. I'm gonna hold it out there for a minute for those of you who are writing it down. Okay, I use repeated addition instead of long division. I used repeated addition instead of multiplication. Okay, because 3 times 16 is what? I can check it. 3 times 16 is 48. All right, let's move on. Let's look at problem number 11. Problem number 11 on our paper. Problem number 11. 1 ton is equal to how many ounces? Wow, 1 ton is equal to how many ounces? Okay, I'm writing it on my board. 1 ton is equal to how many ounces? Okay. And again, we're going from what? I'm sorry, I forgot to write my answer here. Don't forget to write this on your sheet. We did what? 48 ounces equals 3 pounds. And of course, we did what? We did divide. Okay, let's go on to number 11. 1 ton equals how many ounces? Okay, tons to ounces. Horse to fly, what? Multiply. And you're thinking, ooh, this is going to be easy. I just have to multiply. But look at your conversion chart. It doesn't say 1 ton equals so many ounces, does it? It says pound. It says 2,000 what? Pounds. It doesn't say ounces. So this was a little tricky. So what we're going to do is simply change our pounds to ounces. Okay? We're going to change our pounds to ounces. And you said, well, I don't see any pounds. Okay, so think about this. 1 pound is equal to what? 16 ounces. Okay? So I know if 1 pound equals 16 ounces, I also know that what? 1 ton is equal to 2,000 what? 2,000 pounds, right? And we know this is on our chart. So if that's the case, then we're simply going to say 2,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds equals how many ounces then? Okay. So 2,000 pounds equals how many ounces? Again, we're going from pounds to ounces, large unit to a small unit. So again, horse to fly, what? We're multiplying. Multiplying by what? 2,000 times what? 16. Remember? Because there's 16 ounces in a pound. I know it's a lot to this problem, but let's keep going. Okay, now, when I multiply, remember, I can multiply by simply doing the what? The slide. So I'm going to come over here to the side and I'm going to say 16 times 2,000, right? I'm going to multiply by dropping down those zeros. And I'm going to say 2 times 6 is what? 12. Regrouping. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 would give me 3. So my answer is 32,000 what? Ounces. 32,000 ounces. So my answer is, of course, 32,000 ounces. Okay. So how did I do this? I started out with 1 ton, and I'm saying I need to change it to what? Ounces. But I can't do that, can I? My conversion chart doesn't help me. My conversion chart says 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, and 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So I wrote that down here. I wrote 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds and 1 pound equals 16,000 ounces. So what did I do? I changed the tons to pounds first, right? And then I changed those pounds to ounces. Okay? And that's how I got my answer. Because there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. So that means 2,000 pounds is going to equal 32,000 ounces. Just simply had to multiply. Okay? And let's go back and write our problem, our answer, on our paper. So 1 ton equals, of course, 32,000 ounces. And we did what? Multiply. Okay, guys. The rest of the paper is yours, okay? Next video to look out for, this is your paper. The next video to look out for would be for metric system, okay? That's the last page of your packet. That'll be our next video. All right, thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.